Guys, hello and welcome to the Liberian TV network. Today is May 15, 2025, and we are right here. If you are following us, you can like, share, comment on our Facebook and YouTube channel. Today is the month has definitely been cut into two. We have 15 more days to actually end May. So immediately after the 15 days, definitely from our indication, May gonna be cut. May gonna end very soon. So if you are following us from any part of the world, to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today there are a series of breaking news, a lot of things happening in and around Liberia. And if you are again following us, I'm Francis KD Kopo. You can like, share, comment on our Facebook and YouTube channel. There are a series of things happening in our country. People, there are a series of accusations, there are a series of accessions that came up last week. So just to provide you the update, for over the past 6 to 7 months, there have been a serious impasse at the House of Legislators, especially the House of Representatives, wherein you have the representative actually, gambling against who to be legitimate speaker or who is not speaker, and so many things. And other people were also suspended due to what they said it was an ethical conduct or a breach of conduct on their part. But then, this incident occurred when the then speaker by then, Honorable Kofa, was in Rome with the president, wherein they went to actually meet with the may he so rest in peace, Pope Francis. And then immediately he left the country. After an hour, after 24 hours, he learned that yes, indeed, his seat has been vacant. In fact, election has been held. The country now has a new speaker. So immediately he returned to the country. He said, "No, I'm still the speaker. I still remain the speaker." And so from that day and up to the time he resigned, there were a series of ups and downs. There were a series of things that was done. There were protests. There were a lot of stuff that were done. So in that argument, the guys who left him were about 38, and I think he had about 28 or 27 men under his control. And according to their own standing rules, before you conduct or you supersede the house hearing, or actually conduct hearing or proceeding in the house, you should get, I think, to 10 majority, which is 38 or something. But unfortunately, they didn't get it up, and in that process, people were leaving his block. At the same time, people leaving from the other block, from Rachel Kuhn's block, coming to him. So there was a series of hulu balloons, and in the process, the grounds of the Capitol building, or the house of the Capitol building, portion of it got burned. And when that happened, immediately the Liberian National Police and the fire service actually started to do their investigation. And in the investigation, members from the Kofa's angle by then, many of them were invited by the Liberian National Police, including Honorable Safran Foko, who went for hearing the Liberian National Police headquarters. Even the then speaker was invited, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara was invited, Honorable Dexon Sibo was invited, and both of them were invited. So many were saying that, but Honorable James Corley, who is currently serving as the chairperson of Rules Law and Order at the House of Representatives, also gave a statement. Why is it that Honorable Corley is not being invited by the Liberian National Police? There's a need in being invited. So many of them came up with this accusation. Many of them was like, this thing is not fair, and so many things is happening, and so on. So the police does arrest, and as you speak, many of them are in custody. So after some time, the then speaker went to court, Supreme Court, putting in a bill of information, and that was definitely done. And after 2-3 months, Supreme Court came up with the ruling stating that they still recognize Kofa as the legitimate speaker. Kofa is the legitimate speaker. And after some time as well, the government came up with their own position on that. And later, Honorable, the then speaker, Honorable Kofa, resigned. And also, Honorable Rachel Kuhn, who was the majority bloc speaker, also resigned. And immediately he resigned that day, the following day, they held an election. So people started to give their own thoughts. You said you were speaker, and then why should you actually resign to contest again? So people are saying, but most of the laws or what was done during your time, it was illegal. It was purported. You are purporting to be speaker. In fact, you are not speaker, and so many things. So they had their speakership election that go on Tuesday, and they had a speakership that's going election, and you will get to know that yes, indeed, what happened will be surprising to you. That during the election or during that time, there were a series of things that was done. People were like angry, but then they definitely had their speaker. And now Honorable Richard Kun is now the legitimate speaker. But then before that, there were a series of things that was adapted. Most of these things that they did during Honorable Kun's administration, while he was saying that he was speaker, most of the things that he was doing, people refer to it as illegal. Even the French police refers to it as illegal. So most of these things were actually adopted and then accepted by the House. And those who were suspended, I think for more indication that suspension have been lifted and they are enjoying all of the full amenities and so on. In fact, the guys were saying they don't recognize that as suspension and so on. And Honorable Yeke Koloba cars that was actually invaded by them, he has gone to court. We don't know how that case will be like. But one of the surprising things here is during the election of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benito, who was contesting, got 26, was that 28 or 26 votes between that. And then the Honorable Richard Kun got 43 votes. So Honorable Richard Kun came on the platform to give his platform details. But then he just said, guys, you guys need to reimpose the confidence that you have in me. In fact, the confidence that you placed in me before, and he left. But when Honorable Benedict came to the podium, he actually explained in details, provided his own thought, and so many things were said. I think he spoke for at least 5 minutes, and that was it. He left. And today, now you have the speaker. Immediately after that speakership election, Honorable Kun came out with the press. He came out with his listing of leadership immediately, and people said, but why are you not talking about reconciliation? Reconciliation should be one of those things that you should actually talk about, or you should have been actually focusing on, because the House is divided. And immediately after the election, that yes, indeed, you can be able to unite the House of Representatives, but unlike so you are not. But however it is, the House are going to election, and this is like, we'll wait and see as to how the leadership will be like. We are just here to provide you details as to what is ongoing and how people actually feel, what are the accession of people. And this one say the movement for progressive change call on members of the House of Representatives to set aside political differences and prioritize the present economic and social concern of the country. And this one say total fire veterans to stage peaceful protests for benefit and accountability on May 17th. So sometimes ago there was a fire, Namse, they think of blast at Total, wherein a police officer also almost lost his life, but he got some skin, so and currently he is in India undergoing treatment. So we don't know what is happening, but the guys are getting treatment. And before immediately, in fact, that incident occurred before the inauguration of President Bouaka. And then the elected president by then, President Bouaka, visited that scene, provided some amount of money and food. But we don't actually know what is happening or what might be the cause and so on. The company that was actually involved into that thing is the company actually catering to the needs and services of the people. We don't know. But if that's not it, then it is what it is. But let's wait and see, because the Ministry of Justice says that no one should get into illegal protest without a ministry consent. So we hope and pray that they get a document from the Ministry of Justice to actually protest. And the National Oil Company of Liberia, NOCA, participate in Invest in Africa Energy Forum 2025. So this forum, according to information, should be taking place on May 17, which is tomorrow. And WASSCE have started this is just examination today. So all 12 graders are currently sitting for the WASSCE for 1 month. We hope and pray that yes, indeed, we can get this kind of flying colors. And ex-president Wulah says he has since spoken to President Bouaka since the inauguration. He said this during the indication that people are saying that, oh, we need to be united, we need to unify. But then he is saying that he hasn't spoken to the ex-president, but not wait and the current president, but not wait and see. And VP Kun appreciate Nimbanians for electing Kun as the senator. and former local boss write that there should be the verdict coming up from LACC, since they were very swift in investigating. At least the investigation is now clear. People know who is who or who did XYZ and so on. And CDC General Moses Akaras Gray says Liberia is the most divided country in Africa, especially after a peaceful transition from power. So we don't know which one of the tools that is being used, but let's wait and see as to what's going to happen. And Senator Magill suspend county coordinator for time indefinite amidst criminal allegation scandal. And LMP, so one of LMP commander who names a Seyon Wolo, normally called Rigi Road, who is the commander for Zone 3 Depot 1 in Oro, allegedly killed a Bibere of recent. In that case, is currently under investigation. So for today, these are just major happenings. These are just major things happening in the country. I want to say thank you for following this platform. Goodbye for today.